Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs.
Hey lovies, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I can't even remember the last time I uploaded a video, maybe to do like, I think it was a tarot review, but that was like a month ago. And if you're away from YouTube for too long, it's just like you forget what to do. You're slightly a little bit nervous, but today we're in the midst of fair season. It's been really fun to kind of introduce JC's Apothecary to like Lunar Fair, Witch Fest, which is happening next month in New York City. Lots of things happening, busy creating, busy being a mom. It's just, life is just so good right now. So I'm starting to get in the swing of things with recording. So I have this video. I have a couple of things planned too, so hopefully I can get those out for you guys. I've missed you. But I have a really awesome unboxing today. So we got the long-awaited, long-anticipated, the Moondust Press. This is the first tarot deck. It's like meant to be a tarot deck for kids, like their first introductory deck, and I believe it's called the Tarot Deck Mess, and then there's an accompanying book. But since we're going to open this up, we won't do a review. I'll record that after this, and then I'll kind of post that later in the week. It'll just be too long, but since we'll be looking at this book, I thought it was high tide that we look at the books that I have in my library. I've been dying to kind of review with you all of the Witchy Mom books, the Witchy Baby books, how I've been loving them, do I use them, you know, just all of that fun stuff. What are they about? So if you are interested in growing your magical library with Witchy Mom and Baby books, then keep on watching.
I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
Okay, so I have my library so far separated into 3 sections for you, so that way we can review them. The first section is probably the smallest, and this is oddly like the books that I have when I was pregnant. So these are the magical books that I'll be sharing with you that I really loved while reading while I was pregnant and kind of nesting and doing all that fun stuff. Then the second group of books that I'll share with you is really all about mom and baby, like how to create a magical family, things that you can do, ideas, crafting stuff, like all that fun stuff. And then the last section that we'll go over are actual books that I read to Jackson. So like actual magical baby books that are in his collection that he's really loving. And we'll go through them all. So let's get started. So the first book that I have is called Make Your Place. Make Your Place is amazing. It's written and illustrated by Rayleigh Briggs, I believe. And what this whole book is about affordable and sustainable ways to nest your home, which is amazing. So if you are pregnant and you are a witchy mom to be and creating your own home remedies, creating a handmade first aid, creating all these things by hand, especially if you're a kitchen witch and things like that, this book is for you. So I bookmark one of the ones that I use on Jackson all the time is making salves. So here they show you how to make salves, like with infused oil and beeswax. So he has a lot of dry skin, almost to the point of eczema. So we've seen a doctor, obviously. Like none of these books, I will digress. He does obviously have baby books that are for his age. We are doing a Reggio Emilia technique along with Montessori. So he has a lot of Montessori, a lot of Reggio inspired books. This is just purely our witchy books. So he has books for his age, and if you are doing a medicinal nesting for your place, you know, always make sure that you are talking to your pediatrician. Make sure that he is aware that you are a practitioner, that this is really important to you. So, for example, with the salves and Jackson's skin, I do use cortisone on him. That's been prescribed because of his eczema. But with that, I've been approved by my pediatrician to make the salves that I make from my apothecary. So, you just always want to keep, when it comes to like this book, Making Your Place, you always want to make sure that your pediatrician is aware of, you know, how you do things in your home, and make sure that it's safe for your baby. So, but there's more than just that. There's gardening, compost for beginners. Very, very cool. Like, it's just a chock full of amazing things, especially if you're a nature, kitchen, garden witch. This book, again, is for you. Oh, God, this second book brings back so many memories. This one is Witchy Mama. I was just knee deep into this when I was pregnant. It was just so, so good. So, what you will find in Witchy Mama, which is by Melanie Marquis and Emily Francis, they go through like all the magic, like fertility and the path of conscious conception. You're pregnant, now what? Like, how do you start, you know, setting boundaries, setting intentions, things like that, embracing your inner mama, bath time magic, bedtime magic, mealtime magic. It goes through all of the types of magic that you can do while pregnant in your first, second, third, postnatal, fourth trimester, relaxation tools for mom. Just, oh my God, this book just brings back so many memories. It has amazing stretches for you, how to meditate and things like that, how to rub your belly, connecting hand placements, pregnancy dreams deciphered. So good. Like, this is really, really awesome. So Witchy Mama, for those moms to be, amazing pickup. I totally, totally recommend it. And I loved it while I was pregnant with Jackson. Another one that I really, really loved, and it gives me chills, like, still to this day, is I thrifted this book, actually. I think it's from 1988. Let's just double check that. You guys always check out, like, thrifted old, like magical parenting books. There's a lot of good information in there that, like, today's society is kind of, like, out of touch with sometimes. So yeah, 1988. So this is from Dawson Church, and this is a practical guide to intimately communicate with your unborn or infant child. So good. This book is so good. So again, this is really, really old. I love a good thrifted, like, vintage book. But really awesome. So it describes the womb, how to speak to it, blessings, seeing past the veil, and the veil meaning like your actual like womb, and going straight into speaking with your baby. It also has sensing the spirit of the womb. So it also has different diagrams that you can do while you're pregnant. Again, we are in the pregnancy category of this video. The source of education, sensing the spirit of the fetus. That's the first chapter. Radiance exercises. So it talks about how to utilize your chakra so you can be aligned with your baby. The endocrine glands. What does that mean? How does that help you? It's just so, this is a really, really awesome pickup. And I love how it has the partner. So it's like a male. It's really awesome to get your partner involved in this kind of stuff, because it senses the energy of the male and female energy, the mom and dad energy. It's just, I can't say enough about this book. It was really, really awesome pickup at the thrift store. And those are really the only 3 books that I have, like, while you're pregnant. The second one, obviously you could start reading them and getting attuned with them and getting ideas and inspiration, but I felt these next set of books is what I gravitate towards now. So these are the books that I continue to pull, and like at bedtime I'll highlight, I'll put notes, I'll put things in my planner that I want us to do for him. The first one we'll go over is one of my favorites. So this is one that I've gotten from my coven sister, and this is called Circle Round. Circle Round is amazing. It's all about raising children in like goddess traditions. So really nice. She wrote like a really nice message for me and Jackson here. So, and if you're having a baby shower, definitely put a lot of these I got off of Amazon. So, definitely make them part of your baby registry. You can get all these amazing books and not even pay a dime. So, who is goddess? Like handing down our traditions, making time. Like some of the things says, what if kids don't want to? Like what if kids don't want to do rituals? And it talks about that. I read that blurb a couple times, you know, because I don't want to force Jackson to doing it. He's not always going to want to cast circles. He's not always going to want to do the work that it's needed to be a practicing witch. You know, there's work that's involved every day. He might not want to do that all the time. Family altars, nature cycles. Like this is the way this book teaches you all that kind of stuff that, you know, adult books teach you, but in a very kid-friendly way. Grounding for kids, songs. So if he's like into an instrument, they can play songs. Casting a circle with hand, feet, and objects. I mean, it's just so good. It's Circle Round was definitely my inspiration to, you know, get Witchy Mama like started. Like this part of my video, like, you know, started in my channel, because it's just it's so needed and it's so essential, and I feel like not enough of us are talking about like pagan motherhood and the trials and tribulations that we go through. So the how to do like drums, like introducing drums to a ritual, using rattles, you can using ankle dance spells. Like it's just like this book is fantastic. It's so good. And then it also has crafts too. So a lot of this stuff has crafts for you and your kid to do. So raising circle round, raising children in the goddess tradition. Amazing. And this is from Starhawk, Diane Baker and Anne Hill. All three of these amazing women created Circle Round. Along with Circle Round, this book is also amazing. So this is celebrating the Great Mother. So this one actually I did read a lot while I was pregnant. So this is a handbook of earth honoring activities for parents and children of the pagan faith. So this is all about learning about like activities for all the Sabbats. So you will see here Yule, Imbolc, Beltane, Aletha. Love this part, encouraging the shaman in your child. Beautiful. Like, you know, even when I put Jackson to sleep, when he goes for his naps, I put meditation on. I'll put like singing bowls for like a root chakra or singing bowls for something, and he passes right out. Like, you know, and that is something like instead of playing lullabies, I would play something like that. That technique I got from this book. So along with celebrating the Great Mother and talking about Earth and how to work with Earth and the different Sabbats, these three books are just they're just staples in our magical community, but they're really good for raising a pagan family too. So we are no strangers to the Sabbath Almanac. This is a 2023. And this just goes through like the lore, traditions, recipe, crafts for all of the Sabbats. And these are awesome. So if you are, out of ideas and things like that, I think the very first thing you should get above all else is this one and the Witch's Almanac. These two are such great. This is how I do my monthly magic. They're great resources to map out your months and see how you can incorporate your children into things that are happening, along the calendar. So again, the Sabbath Almanac is great for crafts, recipes. Such a good idea to incorporate the Sabbath Almanac with all of it, and you can read some of its tradition as bedtime stories. Very, very awesome. Very full of information. Really good resource for your pagan calendar. And then Again, this one is awesome too because the Witch's Almanac is really good for the date keeping. So this is really my tried and true. This is what I use a lot for monthly magic. So I take inspiration from here. I take what's happening in our calendar, and then I'll do some outside resources. But before it gets to the calendar part, there's a lot of reading information, a lot of things that you can read to your children and pass down as tradition. Really, really awesome. Like moon gardening, working how to do like sigils, um, recognizing different herbs, old instruments that our ancestors used to use. Very, very awesome. So Sabbath Almanac, Witch's Almanac, it's a staple in my practice, and I love using it with Jackson as well. Another one that is awesome is from Llewellyn's, and they came up with a whole kit of all of the Sabbats. So this one is Lunasa. I'll be reading this one soon. And just like the Sabbath one, this one, just like the Sabbath Almanac, this is pretty much the same thing, but they kind of delve a little bit deeper. So the old ways, the new ways, more crafts, more things to do with your children. So that's why I have so many Sabbath books, because it's really, really important to our family, and it's something that we celebrate a lot. And this is the last book of just like generic mom books that I've been really enjoying. And this is Mom Astrology. Love this book. This is from Ophira and Tally Edut, I think. And I think they're sisters. But this is great. This goes and through your child's three signs, what your child's signs are, what mom's signs are, and then mother and child matches, and how to communicate, how to work with your child when they are a specific sign in comparison to yours. Very, very cool stuff. It talks about the houses. So like, for instance, I love this one. So a Taurus mom with a Virgo child, that's Jackson. And it'll talk about like how you click your earth sign. So your fellow earth signs. Virgos share a grounded, pragmatic approach to life. You're a pair of perfectionists. who likes things done just so, so. And then it talks about Virgos are keen on observers of life, and they call it as it is. They love to observe. They love to be in earth and do exploration and things like that. They're very, very savvy. So as a Taurian mother, how can I bring that out, and what are the challenges? Like, how, and it says, where do you clash? Your brassy style can be a bit much for a modest Virgo. So it tells you here, which I never thought of, and that's why I love these books, is like, as a mom, I have to understand that because Virgos are perfectionists and they like to have things in order, and they're great organizers, very much like Taurians are. But Virgos often see the mistakes that they make. So for a mom, a more positive reinforcement, or speaking to them in a way where it's not so negative or accusatory. So if I see that he's done something wrong, or like he's not done a puzzle correctly, this book teaches you, so me as a Taurian speaking to my Virgo child, I would say something like, did you notice what you did with the puzzle? So then you can see that you're acknowledging that I'm sure he knows that he's done wrong, not that you did this wrong. More of like logical, right? Because Virgos are logical. So I would be more keen to say, did you notice what happened, or can you tell me what happened? And then when they explain it to me and they acknowledge it, then we can rectify what's happened. I can show him the correct way and then practice it again. It's all about your approach to your child, and Mom Astrology really helps you with that, and really gets you in tune with like astrologically how your child works and why he does what he does, or he or she does. And this helps you get that kind of information. So this is the fun part. This is the books that I read to Jackson and that he absolutely loves. So let's go with the first one. So this is really, really just so adorable. This is Roxy Marge, and this is an astrology book for, like, it's a board book for little ones, and it says Dear Little Virgo. And they have obviously all of the signs, but they all have like a little boy like that. It's so cute. It is so cute. So this I got again from my shower. So again, you guys put those books on your registry. It's really, really awesome. And I love all the messages that he's gotten. So obviously you can read them when he's older. So it says, Dear Little Virgo, did you know that you are helpful? Very cute. Really nice glossy thick paper. You're clever. Jackson's definitely very clever. Love this very cute little Dear Little Virgo book. So cute. It has like little sparklies on it too. Adorable. Such a good it's a good quality little board book. The next board book that I have is one of my best friends got this for us. She didn't write anything, but this was from one of my best friends, and this is Tarot for Babies. Super cute, Tarot for Babies. Another board book, but really cute. It talks about like the Fool and what that does, the Magician. Look how cute the Magician is. It has like all the toys and stuff like that, like on an altar. So adorable. What does the Magician say? Fear not, brave one. You have everything you need. Perfect. Perfect. The Empress, the High Priestess. So that was Tarot for Babies, just going through the major arcanas. Awesome. Then I just started getting these children's into like the Sabbaths. So this is an illustrated guide by Liam Carew, and I really, really enjoy supporting self-publishers. So this is a self-published series. The series is called The Wheel of the Year. You can see that in the back of the book, The Wheel of the Year. So this one is the children's guide to Ostara. But like, look at the illustrations. One of my favorite parts of this book. Like very watercolor, simple, just so beautiful. And this one is the children's intro to Letha. I've been reading this to him. Cute with the campfires, the tents, horses. It says, let's begin celebrating and honoring some animals. After all, the creatures of Letha are magical. So nice. Up first, ladybugs. The resilient protectors, guardians of plants and flowers. They use scent to wary off other pests. Very cool. Demonstrating the importance of embracing your individual power. And then they'll have like little things about like ladybugs and stuff. Very cute. This one's Mama, What's a Witch? Very, very cute. So this one says, Mama, what's a witch? And it says, a witch is a person, big or small, who loves the earth and honors all. Ah, so good. So good. Written by Nico and B. Paradis. And then it just keeps going. A witch sees beauty that's all around. She's blessed. The sky, sea, trees, and ground. Really, really nice illustrations. So this is called Mama, What's a Witch? Very cool to start introducing at a very young age what is a witch, and don't be afraid to refer to people as witches or practitioners. So I love that. These probably are one of my favorite. I know I keep saying that, but these books are so good. So the first one is What Are the Elements? This is a whole series. This says What Are the Elements? Also on Amazon. What is an altar? And what is magic? So I read this to him when he was in his crib. I think I have a reel on my Instagram. By the way, follow me and Forrest X Fawn over in Instagram, or Jace's Apothecary, so you can see my handmade stuff. But there's definitely a reel there when he was like literally 3 months. I was reading this. He was in his crib and just listening. He just listens. It says, so what is magic? Magic is something very special. And I love how the illustrations are just very like plain. So it's like very open-ended. He can use his own imagination. Some people believe that magic comes from within. They believe that you have the power within you to create change. So good. So good. So that is What is Magic. These are written by Rowan Moss. So another one. So then what is an altar? So this just goes through like what altars are. If you're doing an altar for your child, you can do your altar in your sacred space as a tent. You know, like children love tents. So good, so good. Just very simple, like altars. It's not like how I have it in my sacred space. Very simple ways. You can use like toys for like your representation. Very, very cool. So that's What is an Altar. And then the last one that I have from Rowan Moss. Again, this is a whole collection. It's a Pagan Children Learning Series, book number 3. So if you see up here, it says this is what to look out for. This is the Pagan Children Learning series. So what is an element? It's next. It's the 3rd series in the book. They have other titles in the series. What is Magic, which I have. Who is a Witch, which I don't have. What is an Altar, and then the Elements. So those are all the books in this series. And then this one says, what are the elements? So they say most people agree that there are 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water. Some people include a 5th element called spirit. So again, very basic drawings. Witchy Path, it's a really awesome book to understand all the different types of witches. So this one will say, kitchen witch, fill my teacup. Kitchen witch, fill my teacup. Brew us a kettle of tea. Cool it, stir it, and drink it down. Read by leaves for me. I love that. Look at this. So good. So it'll talk about kitchen witch. It talks about the hearth witch. It talks about a green witch, elemental witch. Very cool. So the reading to your child the importance of different types of practitioners. So that is Witchy Paths. Sorry, this one is from Cicely Ravenwood. Also has an Instagram. Well, you'll see that. Very, very cool. I left a really nice message when I got that. And then I have a couple from Moondust Press. So this one's from Andrea Stein. I tried to get C for a Coven, and it was a big debacle with that. I'm not even going to go into it. I almost have a love-hate relationship for Moondust, but I do know that Moondust is the publisher, and I can't fault a publisher for all the amazing writers that it has. Andrea Steen is the owner of Moondust Press. So, I wish I would have got C for Coven and I could have shown that for you, but it's fine. I'm still going to continue to support because the message is there, and, all the other creators are amazing. So this is written by Andrea Stein, and this one is really awesome. It goes through all of the colors and stuff like that, with what witches wear. So some people think that witches dress a certain way, but wands, dark robes, and pointy hats aren't chosen every day. So cool. Love this. And then it goes through like a lot of the colors, like twirling up on stage and moving so in sync. When she's in her element, the graceful witch wears pink. Very cute. And then it'll go through like painting on his canvas, molding shapes with clay. In his studio, the artsy witch does things the bright orange way. Sorry if you can hear Jackson. He's just getting up, so thankfully I'm almost done. And then the last one, a little bit more for older kids. But this is another Sabbath one, and these are just tales from around the world that you can read for winter solstice. And this is from Carol McVicker Edwards. And this is The Return of the Light. Very cool short stories to read for Yule and things like that. So the golden earring, the hummingbird has a red throat. Very cool. Just very cool, like bedtime stories. So that is The Return of the Light. So the next few books that I have to round out this section are very educational books. So this one, I believe I put this in my registry. Even though this isn't outright witchy, of course, it's all about paganism and really loving, accepting, and being knowledgeable of the world that we live in and Earth as a planet. So the first book that I have here is The Magic and Mystery of Trees by Jen Green. Very awesome book. So this explains like different trees, different leaves, and things like that, tree habitats. So there's parts of a tree, branch, the stump, the roots. Very cool. Love how they can turn this book around. It's very like interactive that way. The different types of bark. Very cool. Same thing. So a lot of these are because it's really important to me, like the wilderness. So meet the wild. Mia Frey Damgard and Lindsay Keller Madsen. This is a really good one. Meet the Wild. Talking about working with your shadow self, different types of like the year. You can even like incorporate the solstices here, what kind of animals you'll see, different types of the year, which ones are hibernating. Love this picture of like the woman and the baby with a pine cone. Just being observant, you know. And then, of course, I wouldn't be me if I didn't have really old antique books. I have a lot of fairy tales and old like Mark Twain and like Peter Rabbit and stuff like that are really, really, really old books. So I just picked one up. This one is Childcraft. This is called Childcraft. Really, look at that. Really, really cool. This is the front of the book. You could just smell it. Having Jackson have so much vintage antique in this nursery is so essential. It's so crucial to me, because reading from a vintage book like this, to me personally, it just doesn't get any better. Like the illustrations are so good, and they're the best. Like they're just so awesome. Like who doesn't love a fairy tale book with images like this? It's just so yummy, you know? And it's like, you know, I want him to feel the paper. I want him to smell the books. And I want him to know that this is in a time that's so, so long from when he was born. It's just something that just amazes me. So this book is from 1949. How awesome is that? I would much, hands down, anyone who knows me, rather read a nursery rhyme from a book that is from 1949 than read the ones that are on Amazon. Look at the illustrations, so cool. So I have a bunch of this. So, you know, if you are a practitioner, I would definitely get the older books. A lot of them have like the original fairy tales that I can see more paganistic views in them because they were written by probably pagans of that time. So it's just so cool. Very, very cool. So I won't go on and on and on about my love for just vintage books, but I can't help myself. So I have loads and loads of books like this that I get thrifted, or I'll jump on one of my friends' Instagram live sales and buy old books that they find. Very, very cool. And plus, old books like this keeps libraries alive. I don't know if you noticed, but libraries are closing left and right. So watch out for library sales. Go thrifting at library stores that are doing sales, or just, you know, or if they even sell books, try to support them as much as possible, because we need libraries. We need to keep them alive for our children, and they can go and they can, you know, have fun in their children's sections and, you know, take out books like this and other magical books. We have just so much other magical books, especially when it starts becoming teenagers and getting a little bit more serious in their practice. We need libraries. Like it's so essential. So I really hope that you loved this video. I hope that I have inspired you some way. I hope that I motivated you, and I hope that I gave you some ideas if you are a witchy mom to be, to add to your registry. A lot of these again are found on Amazon, or you know, instead of a card, I'm sure you guys know about this, but for my baby shower, instead of a card, I asked for books, and or I even gave like links to like the Kickstarters and stuff like that. So you can also do that too, which is really, really awesome. And they'll put their message in the book, and it's just a beautiful way to keep that book alive. So until next time, you guys, I'll see you soon. Bye.